trail or a day on the slopes, warm up at Trout Town Tavern and Eatery in Kalkaska with a hot, hearty lunch or dinner and a cold drink to go with it. It's a welcoming stop for snowmobilers and skiers craving real comfort food. From pasta and smokehouse barbecue to Friday fish feast and daily specials, there's something for everyone. Grab a seat, refuel, and relax. Visit Trout Town Tavern in Kalkaska or TroutTownTavern.com for up north flavor.
You find yourself stranded.
Where am I?
That stinks, but one call to Roscommon Auto Recyclers will have you back on the road in no time at all. 24-hour towing service, a large inventory of high-quality used parts for many makes and models, ASC certified mechanics, affordable prices, and a friendly, helpful staff. Wow! That's one call that fixes it all. Find our number online at RoscommonAutoRecyclers.com. Don't wait. Program our number into your phone now, so when you need us, we'll be there. Roscommon Auto Recyclers. We do it all.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network. Powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude. 101.1 WGRY.
It's time for the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show on Up North Sports Radio with your host, Rich Calkins.
Time for the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Dedicated to providing the best customer service and the best offers, JimWernigChevrolet.com. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And right out of the gates, we've got head coach of the McBain Ramblers, Bruce Copeman. And Bruce, thanks for joining us. You know, we had a late night last night going into Pine River, but you guys came away with another huge win, 68-45.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. That was a big conference game for us. We stumbled early against Beale before Christmas, and so we're just trying to stay in the race right now. We got another game with Beale a little bit down the road, so yeah, we're just trying to stay in that race. The conference title is always our goal. So.
Yeah, exactly. That Highland Conference, of course, as you know, Bruce, you've been coaching a long time there, and Beale City's got a real good team. They're still undefeated at 9-0, and Pine River had only had one loss going into that game last night, so I'm sure that they were fired up, had a nice crowd there. But it looks like you guys, according to the highlights last night that I got home and could watch, that you guys took it to them pretty early.
You know, we jumped out good. I think we were up like 11-3 or 9-3 or something, and they stormed back and actually had a 1-point lead in the first quarter. And I give my kids credit because we put the pedal down and we never looked back. So it was a great team effort.
Coach, talk about this year's team. I know every year is different. You know, you've had some great teams there. You've won state championships and all of that. But who are the leaders of this year's McBain Ramblers team? Yeah,
we got a very good player in Clayton Hooker. He's a junior. He's about 6'5". He's a beast. He's been up on varsity for 3 years. And he's a man child out there, and so he kind of anchors us a little bit, right? But then I've got some really good pieces around him. I got a young man, Colton Haverkamp's a senior. He started every game for us last year, and he's shooting a little over 40% from the 3-point line. He's our great defender for us. He's really long. Josh Rodenbaugh is a junior who was up last year as a sophomore. He took over for his brother Ben, and he's really coming on. He had a few games there before Christmas where he was struggling a little bit, but he's really come on. He's a very good shooter as well. The kid I'm excited about, he's finally starting to find that groove, is a young man, Trent Brunick, another senior. He's about 6'3", 6'4", and he just bounces, right? He's just very athletic and quick, and then we rounded out with another senior in 6'5", Drew Hamilton, who played his best game last night, by the way. And so we're pretty big. We're 6'4", 6'3", 6'5", 6'5", so we're pretty good size.
Yeah, Coach, for you to call Hooker a man-child and to know the players that you've had through the years at McBain, the guys that were 6'8", 6'7", 6'6", all of that, you just continue that height in that McBain area, those farm kids all around there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's that Dutch blood that runs through here. But our kids are so dedicated. I'm here this morning, running our 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade co-ed program. We got almost 120 kids in here playing basketball here this morning, and
love that.
Yes.
The commitment in this community to basketball and the kids is outstanding. And I've been really blessed. A lot of great players, like you mentioned.
Miniature Indiana.
Yeah, Coach. But that gets cultivated, though, by the man at the head of the program.
Thank you.
How many years have you been coaching now, Bruce?
Well, 37 total here at McBain. 32 is the boys' varsity coach. So.
Yeah, and there's quite a few years I've known you that you've coached both the girls and the boys.
Yeah, I've really done every level, from middle school to varsity girls, varsity boys. I've had 4 different stints with varsity girls. But I really, my comfort zone is the boys. I've kind of settled in there, and it's just been tremendous. And yeah, I can't say enough. Very blessed.
Coach, I'm amazed at the energy you have. You're able to do that all these years.
Some people just say I'm just too ornery. I don't know how to settle down.
That's fair.
Hey, whatever gets us going in the morning, right, Coach?
Yeah, one of the things we talk about before a game is energy, right? Like, and good energy is contagious, and bad energy is contagious.
Yeah.
And so I feel it's part of my job. I have to get up and I have to be energized myself, And these young men, they're like all of us. They have good days, bad days, and so I try to be as energetic as I can. And we're not always going where we're going. But the other thing with young men is sometimes they think they're going hard, and you kind of got to persuade them. Maybe you can go a little harder. So.
Yeah, but it's easy to get up in the morning. Maybe not so easy until you get to the gym and you see the little ones running around chasing after the ball. And that'll get you going.
It's exciting. I tell you, you see something like I do a lot of repping with the 3rd and 4th graders, and when that young boy or young girl hit their first shot, they like almost hit the ceiling on them when they're jumping up and down. So yeah, it's great. It's great.
Coach, next week you guys welcome in St. Francis. And, of course, Sean Finnegan very well. We're going to be talking to him later on in the show. And you know what St. Francis brings, always a quality team.
Yeah, we're fortunate this year. We actually are going to play them twice, a home and away. We've had a long-standing tradition of just playing them once, and so I'm glad we were able to pick them up twice. He's a tremendous coach. Obviously, he's done a great job at St. Francis, and I know it's going to be a great battle on Tuesday for sure.
Yeah, Coach, talk about a little bit that Beal team that's at the head of the Highland Conference right now. Like you mentioned, they got you before Christmas, I think it was. And what do they have going for them this year?
Well, the one thing with Beal is they're not always the tallest team, but they're very good fundamentally. They execute well offensively. They can shoot the three very well. They can get to the basket. And if you're not rotating properly defensively, giving help, and getting back out on the backside, they make you pay because they'll kick it out. And so we know we have a battle. Going to Beal is, in my mind, the toughest place in the Highland to go. And so we know we got a little uphill, and we dug ourselves a hole. I'm one of those coaches. I can't wait to get to Christmas because you play a nice sampling of 4, 5, 6 games before Christmas and really get to hone in on where you need to work.
Right.
And so when we hit Christmas, we don't like scrimmage. We don't go. We just work in the gym every day. We're just working on what we need to work on. And I feel like it was really good for us coming since we got out of Christmas break. We had a good win against Cadillac and
right.
And some other good games. So I feel like we're trending in the right way. But it will be definitely a tough game at Beal.
Yeah, Coach, like you said, you're not afraid to step up in competition, play a Division I team like Cadillac, doing all of that stuff because it's just going to provide dividends for you once you get into the tournament.
Absolutely. We spoke here a couple of years ago, and you guys had mentioned we went up to Traverse City St. Francis in their tournament there, and we lost to Hamtramck quite soundly. And that maybe was the best thing for us at that time of the year. We're in the middle of February. We're rolling. We're feeling pretty good, and we kind of got a reality check. And I think that game just kind of set us on the course to, get into the semis. So.
Yeah, Coach, I felt bad for it because I thought I was the jinx, Coach. I walked into the gym. It was a 1 or 2 point ball game. And next thing you know, Hamtramck could end up putting it on you there. And I apologize for that, Bruce.
No, I'm superstitious enough. I don't need any help on the outside. No, that had nothing to do with you guys. No, it
was a good ball club.
I don't definitely take nothing away from Hamtramck. We kind of lost our focus and got a little bit out of characteristic of what we do. But again, you can take that loss and you can hang your head and you can go, oh my gosh, we're no good. We can come back in the gym and look at what we did and how we can get better, and that's what those guys did, and it worked out really well for us. So
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Coach, looking at your team, it appears from what you're saying, it seems like you have a pretty mature team this year.
Yeah, we have 7 seniors, but we do start 2 juniors. And don't feel too bad for us. We got a really good JV team coming up again. They're undefeated. Yeah, we just have a really good system. I talk about to a lot of younger coaches, like trying to help them out when I run into them and whatnot, because I do see a little bit of turnover in 37 years. But have a system, defensively, have a system offensively,
right.
and our JV coach, she's a wonderful lady. She had no coaching experience. I went out, I grabbed her, I brought her in. She does exactly everything I asked her to do, and it just pays dividends down the road.
No, that's impressive, Coach.
Yeah, give me those notes. I could try that on my wife. Maybe she's too far in to get that.
Yeah, I'm not going into the wife thing. I have to be a really good guy from November to March for my wife.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach.
I wouldn't be able to do what I get to do without her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Coach, you spend a lot of time away from home, that's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Bruce, we really appreciate you joining us here on the Scoreboard Show. You're always gracious with your time. It looks like, again, you got another really good Rambler team there, and we're looking to getting caught up with you in a few weeks here and continue to see the journey here.
Yeah, thank you, guys, and I look forward to it. I really appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Bruce Coltman from the McBain Ramblers.
Coach.
All right, thank you. Take care, guys.
Yeah, always just what you can always count: death, taxes, and a good McBain Rambler basketball team. I mean, they just every year consistently good basketball teams.
Well, when he's at the gym right now with these little kids, and that's the only coaching I ever did. I never wanted to get past the 7th grade.
Right.
There's just too many other things involved.
Right.
Other than just pure basketball.
Right.
But
yeah, that's what I did. That was coaching my daughters, of course. I concentrated on the girls program. I coached at the youth level and then up to the 7th grade, and that was as high as I got too. And just working out of town, it was really hard to schedule and drive 45 miles to get back.
Like I said, you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you're like, oh, God, and then you get to the gym, and the kids are already bouncing off the walls, and you're like, yay.
And then you talk to their parents, and they're like, little Tommy, he's looked forward. This is his favorite time of the entire week. It just energizes,
and you just get them to help them make shots, help them handle the ball. And
exactly.
And get them a little concepts. but he's already feeding little concepts.
Oh, yeah.
Of, matchup zone at
right.
the 6th grade. I'm like, oh. Okay.
Oh, exactly, and that's why you see that consistently good stuff, because again, they've kept the same expectations throughout their program.
Yep.
And coach, it's in these small towns. That's how you build. Heck, 120 some little kids run around. I didn't know there were that many little kids around
I didn't know
McBain.
there was 120 people in McBain. Period.
I know,
I've
exactly.
driven through McBain a few times.
It's not very big.
No.
Not at all, but good for them. Good for Coach Copeman there and the rest of the crew.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, when we come back, we'll have more of the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show. You're listening to, or we're sponsored by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. Then Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
The Traverse City Record Eagle wants your nominations for the 6th annual Women's History Month publication. Nominate now through January 28th. This commemorative edition honors women leading change and shaping a sustainable future. Nominate a woman, past or present, for their chance to be honored with a feature profile in this annual Women's History Month publication. Nominate now through January 28th at record-eagle.com/NMI Women. Record-eagle.com/NMI Women.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
January finds Bentham's looking into the past and bringing back your favorites to start 2026. It's fantastic. Of course, happy hour will put a glow on the gloomiest of winter days. Visit Benthams.com and make your reservation today. Benthams, for the true love of food.
Watch the TC West Titans streaming live at UpNorthSportsRadio.com.
Brought to you in part by Jimmy John's in Traverse City, the sandwich of sandwiches.
TC West Titans on UpNorthSportsRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And JC, the Titans from Traverse City West took on Petoskey in a battle for first place in the Big North. Best crowd we've had all year there on a Friday night. Good to see.
Well, two undefeated in division teams playing for first place. And
yeah, it didn't disappoint.
Unfortunately, I was, live broadcasting.
You were. I was listening to it.
And then it was, so I didn't get a chance to see your broadcast.
Yeah.
Tell us about the game a little bit.
Yeah.
I know we're going to have the interview with Coach Bauman.
Right. We will, yeah. One of those games that, West comes out, they led in the first quarter 22-16 at the end of one. But it was one of those leads that just and they didn't play very well. They weren't boxing out. And so Petoskey got 2 and 3 and 4 shots on possessions, and it just was one of those things. They just weren't putting a body on a body. And Petoskey wasn't particular big, but they're guys that played the wings. They have good guard plays. They had the 2 transfers, 1,000-point scores from Harbor Springs. The Flynn kid, still, he buried a couple of 25-foot bombs. I mean, just absolutely. I mean, you had to literally pick him up at half court because if one step in, he was going to toss it up. So, but they're big.
I mean, that kid's been scoring for a
while. Oh,
yeah. Is he a senior now?
Yes, he is. Finally.
Yeah.
Yes, he's one of those kids that on the Grayling broadcast you heard about all the time. Yeah. When they played them. But their bigs they could put it on the floor and get to the rim.
Oh.
So they were athletic, even though they were 6'3" and 6'5", but they had some size to them. The one kid's a sophomore at 6'5", 230 pounds. Ooh. And so he's got some size, but his feet, he's got some good feet to him. And so they really attacked the offensive glass. And it paid dividends because they were able to take the lead at halftime 32-30. And so they really played tough. Again, they had the lead.
Obviously, West shot the ball pretty well.
They did, especially that fourth quarter. They were, and from the line, West was 13 of 14 going into the fourth quarter.
Wow.
So they had only missed 1 free throw. And Petoskey got down by 11 at one point because West just really clamped down defensively. And then they
can do that. That's that's Coach Bowman's hallmark for sure.
It is, absolutely. And so Blake Lefebvre, the senior point guard, had his best game by far. He really attacked off the dribble, and he was making some acrobatic shots down low and really played really well. Scored 10 points in the first quarter to get things going.
He's been a little bit of a revelation.
Yeah, he has been. He's a kid that he's really unselfish, and probably almost to a fault sometimes. Willing to give up his open shot to get a better shot for a teammate, but that's what you want from your point guard.
No doubt about it.
So, he played absolutely great, and overall, we end up shooting, what was it? 34 free throws. And we'd only shot 14 in the first 3.
That's some home cooking.
So 20 foul in that. And again, it was all legitimate foul because Petoskey was trying to come from behind.
Yeah.
We got up by 11. And then so they had to come. The only way they were going to do it was putting us on the line. Yeah. And we ended up missing more.
Jimmy V.
Yeah, exactly. So we were 27 of 34 from the line for the night. And so almost 80%. And but it was one of those games, end up, by 4 at the end of it. They're a close game, final of 71-66, so 5 point.
Well, you've got some other scores. How did Central fare? They headed up to the Sioux.
Yeah, they took care of the Sioux pretty. The Sioux is struggling this year. They've only won 1 game there, so that was a game that let me check that out. I watched them on the highlights last night. There were some. So they won 68-41.
Okay.
Did Traverse City Central there. Again, we lost some of our correspondents here of some of the basketball scores through the year. Here, 9 and 10 no longer updates all their scores, which I was very fond of.
That is problematic for us.
Yeah, exactly. That very problematic because again, I really relied on that heavily, getting those scores. They were great at update through the years. They did a great job. One boys varsity game in the North Central Michigan area. Friends of ours, the Flying G's of Gladwin, they took it to Clare 66-29. Yeah, kind of surprising knowing the athletes that come through Clare every year. They're good for Gladwin. They've had some great battles on the football field for sure.
Okay.
And Gladwin taking it to them in basketball this year. Looking at some other scores around, there were a few games were canceled because of the weather.
Yeah. The weather was not great.
It was not great. No, it was. Had it in 4-wheel high all the way for on the way there to Traverse City and on the way home last night. It switched around. Traverse City didn't get much at all.
No, I know.
Through the day, they got hardly any snow at all. And so that was no big deal. And then it turned, when we walked out of the gym later, 3 hours later, they were getting bombarded with some lake effect snow. But
that will happen.
Yeah, that was one of the games there. Again, Traverse City Central, some other scores around the Big North. We talked about the Petoskey game.
Gaylord.
I'm checking out Alpena right now. They took on Gaylord. And Alpena got the win.
Wow.
Against 66-62.
That's a good game.
So, yeah, good win. That was a home game at Alpena. And Alpena,
well, like you said, they're starting to morph into a competitive team.
They are. Yeah. They are. And they're really notice a trend in the Big North this year. Petoskey was really young. A lot of sophomores getting a lot of playing time. And everywhere we go now, JC, it's a youth movement across the board. Very like the McBains, that's highly unusual. We don't run in any teams that have primarily all seniors with a couple juniors.
Right.
We've got teams playing sophomores and sometimes freshmen, all of that. So those are some teams that we just it's highly unusual. Cadillac, they went down to Greenville last night. We thought that would be a tough one. They lost 71-55.
Yeah, Greenville is ranked.
Yes, I think they only have one loss on the season. Yeah, they're 11-1.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good basketball teams in the state this year. It's going to be the tournament is going to be super interesting.
Oh, it sure is. Exactly. Mentioning Traverse City West, still upcoming in their schedule. That Paw Paw team we play next Saturday, they're 8-4. We play Granville in the showcase at St. Francis. They're 9-0. Then we follow up with
Granville, yeah.
And Ludington's 11-0. And we play them the following game. So those are, just some really good basketball. That Old Kent Conference down there with the Rockfords, the East Kentwoods, all of those guys.
Well, all those, they played in that showcase that we were talking about last week. And
yes. Yeah, and
all these top 10 ranked teams playing each other all over the place, which was not really the case until a few years ago when a lot of these divisions opened up. You had to find some new games. And who did you mention earlier that McBain is playing? They've only played 9 games. There's teams that I know that played 15, 16 games already.
Yes. The schedule, it's some front-loaded their schedules because they like it better, and then some are back-loaded, like Traverse City West. We got a lot of games to play. So there's a lot of weeks. We're going to play 3 games.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, I hate to keep bringing up Brother Rice, but they've played like 17 games already.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know what they're going to do at the end of the year.
Exactly. You kind of get out of that rhythm of at least 2 games a week. That's what, you and I grew up, we played at least 2 games every week.
You played Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yes.
That was the schedule.
That was the schedule from beginning to end, man. That's what you always did. Yeah.
But we're starting to get in, the teams are starting to establish their own identity.
For sure.
And West is finding ways to win.
They are. They're not super deep. They brought some kids up, some fifth quarter kids. The Weiberg kid got his first bucket last night. He got some quality playing time last night because he was needed. And he's a kid that physically is ready for varsity. He's about 6'1", 6'2", strong-looking kid.
Did St. Mary's either boys or girls play yesterday?
The boys are on the bus right now heading to Pellston to play. That's why and by the way, that Petoskey game, that the Gaylord St. Mary's girls game had, that, we were talking to Coach about, and they lost in a close battle. Yeah. It was like a 4-point ball game.
That was on Wednesday or Thursday?
But again, that was a game that Coach was really looking forward to, a much step up in competition.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I mean, Petoskey's Division II, and St. Mary's Division 8.
Right.
So, I would call that as a little step up.
Yeah, but good for them, though, again, because they wanted that competition because again, you can beat up the teams that, like, if you're in a smaller
some of the
conference.
teams in the lower Ski Valley, really, especially on the girls' side. Well, it can be both girls and boys.
Yeah.
You catch them in an off year, and they're just not really competitive.
Yeah, exactly. And that just doesn't, when you're really looking to guide your team to a deep playoff run, those are the games that maybe you're going to get your second string and maybe even some third string guys into the game, because give them some playing time that they don't always get.
But like, we mentioned with Coach Copeman, St. Mary's girls especially has a culture.
Yes.
And each and every year that no matter what the turnover is,
right,
they play to a standard.
They do.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see that with the boys as well.
I love that more than anything as a guiding tool to your program. You play to a standard, not the scoreboard.
Yeah.
If you play to that standard, everything else takes care of itself. The wins, all of that stuff. Don't change your personality because of that scoreboard. You know, that's truly an important lesson for sure.
Well, the flip side can be as real, but you can get into a trick bag. Like, I'm a little concerned about what's happening this year at Grayling.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting beaten. And they're in some cases they're getting beaten pretty badly.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Meade is a really good coach.
Yes. Quality guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So you got to, if the kids don't have that much talent.
Mm-hmm.
Not that losses are ever acceptable, but they're understandable.
Yes, exactly.
And but if the team isn't playing to the standard,
mm-hmm.
Not giving effort, not
yes.
not following the defensive concepts or going to the board, and that can leave a mark on the program for a number of years.
Right.
And so we're really hoping that they can turn it around here and get, not necessarily get some wins, but play energetic.
Competitive basketball.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. All right. When we come back, we're going to have the recorded interview from Coach Doug Ballman from Traverse City West and announce our National Guard Player of the Week. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig GMC in Gaylord.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. I need to get real with you about ice safety. I've been there, thinking the ice was solid without actually checking it myself. I rolled a razor and the ice gave way instantly. I was trapped in my harness, struggling to get free, and water rushing in. I was pulled out just as the machine disappeared into the water. It almost cost me everything. I've already seen sleds and ORVs breaking through the lakes across northern Michigan. Don't trust old tracks and don't trust luck. A snowmobile might float over a weak spot that an ORV will punch right through. Ice thickness changes by the foot, especially near springs, currents, and with this crazy weather we've been having. If you haven't put a spud or an auger to it yourself, you have no business being out there. Remember, no ice is safe. You should always ride with a buddy, and if you're slightly unsure, stay on the land trails. No shortcut or thrill on ice is worth a recovery mission or worse. Stay smart, stay dry, and don't leave your trash. Leave a good impression. And visit upnorthsportsradio.com to keep up with Michigan trails.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Toro, count on it.
Outdoor Equipment Co. is more than just a dealership. They're a local, family-owned company with 3 locations across Michigan, carrying the top brands in power sports, marine, and outdoor equipment like Tahoe Pontoon, Kawasaki, Toro, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new unit or you need parts, service, or warranty work, you need to see the experts at Outdoor Equipment Co., Michigan's trusted source for sales, service, and parts. For the Outdoor Equipment Co. location nearest you, head to OutdoorEquipCo.com.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wiernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. Then Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wiernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
At Munson Orthopedic Institute, we are more than top experts. We're focused on what matters most, you. Our surgeons are specialized to treat your specific needs, like shoulders, knees and hips, and sports medicine. Let us build you a customized treatment plan that starts with listening and ends with relief. Munson Orthopedic Institute has 7 locations across northern Michigan. Learn more at munsonhealthcare.org/MOI.
Expected versus unexpected gifts. Which is better? I'm Erin Martins of Hogan's Diamond Jewelers in Gaylord. Valentine's Day is coming up, one of those occasions where you waver between the expected box of her favorite chocolates, a bouquet of her favorite flowers, and a sentimental card. There's not a thing wrong with that. When you also casually present her with a tiny box from Hogan's Diamond Jewelers, you may want to have a box of tissues handy. When you see the tears of joy, you know you knocked it right out of the park. Now and then, it's good to go a bit deeper than you normally do. When you decide it's your time, come see us. We'll have a store full of gifts that will go well above surprise and delight. You know your significant other. We know our inventory. Together, we can come up with a gift that will take her breath away. We love being in the business of showing love. Nothing is more rewarding. We're here to help you love the ones you love just a little bit better. At Hogan's Diamond Jewelers, the brightest spot on Main Street, M32 in downtown Gaylord.
Before you hit the trails or the slopes, start your day at Moose and Stella's Cafe in Kalkaska, a warm, welcoming place where snowmobilers and skiers can grab a hearty breakfast or a satisfying lunch. From morning skillets and baked French toast to paninis, soups, sandwiches, and burgers, there's something for everyone. Add a fresh-made latte, cappuccino, or espresso, and head out warmed up and ready to go. Visit Moose and Stella's Cafe in Kalkaska or mooseandstellas.com for up north flavor.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com. It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. miarmyguard.com. Congratulations to the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio's High School Scoreboard Show. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com.
It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week. Honors this week go to Carter Grubb of the Traverse City West Titans. Congratulations, Carter. Sergeant Travis Shuttler, Michigan Army National Guard recruiter for the Traverse City area, will be dropping by Traverse City West High with some National Guard swag just for you. Visit miarmyguard.com to set your career in motion.
Yep. Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wiernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins, Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And now we're going to listen to the post-game interview with a very excited, of course, Doug.
You know what? I want to see if we can get the tenure of his excitement. Coach
That's
Bowman,
right.
he only gets excited on when something goes wrong.
Yeah. When Coach Ballman, when he gets after the kids, man, the gym goes silent.
He can project.
Yeah, he can for sure.
Yeah.
So West coming off a nice win against Petoskey, 71-66. Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Michigan Trailers right here in Traverse City. Rich Calkins along with head coach Doug Ballman of Traverse City West. Coach, we're in first place right now. It took a while, man. What a battle early. You guys come out 22-16 lead in the first quarter, but man, a lot of second chance opportunities for Petoskey. So we're a little rusty on the boxing out end.
We coming in, though, that's what we needed to focus on. Coach Tam did such a great job of getting his guys to play hard. We know they were going to crash the boards. We knew they were going to be scrappy, and that was our discussion at halftime. We kind of have a checklist, a pregame checklist. We went through and talked about all the things we weren't doing, and fortunately the boys stepped up and took care of business and made those corrections. That was a big difference. We helped in the post a lot better,
right.
We boxed out a lot better, but that was the result. Real proud of their perseverance and got the job done.
They did, absolutely. Going into the fourth quarter, Coach, from the line, we were 13 of 14.
Okay.
So great job, and then they went to the Hack-a-Shack, of course, and still ended up 27-34, which is 79.4%.
All right.
We'll take that, right?
We want to get to around 80.
Okay.
I would have liked to see a few more of those fall towards the last last minute, but again, I thought we took care of the ball well. I was real happy with our court awareness and presence towards the end there, and just like I said, just reeling for these boys. They had a great effort in the second half and really took control of the game like they needed to.
Right. Part of that concern was because we saw what like Flynn can do from threes from 25 feet away, different things like that. In basketball, in all levels now, no lead is safe.
Nope. Not especially at this level with their shooters. Like I said, Flynn, Ryder, the whole team can knock down threes, and that was our emphasis at halftime as well. We have to get hands up on shooters. We can't sag, and I thought we did a much better job doing that. We helped from the corner a couple times. Towards the stretch there, we were up 12. They hit back-to-back threes, cut it to 6.
Yep.
We could have, the one was a tough shot. We had a hand-up contested and just Flynn being Flynn, knocking it down, and then we gave up a corner shot. But I was real proud of them, too. We've been battling illness all week. We had Owen out for 2 days. Jake Banish was out for a day. Blake was pretty much out all week. I think this was his first day back at school.
Oh, wow.
So to be able to get everybody on the same page for this game was really big, not having everybody there all week.
Right, and speaking of Blake, comes out, scores 10 points in the first quarter. Was that kind of the concentration to really get him involved offensively right out of the gates, or it's just what happened?
That's always the concentration with Blake, just get him on the floor early on, and he's such an unselfish player that he distributes it well to Carter and Owen and everybody else, and tonight he took advantage of the opportunities that they gave him, and because of that we were successful. So I was real happy with him. I think this is his highest point output for the season, but just raised the floor well, attacked the basket, finished well, and couldn't be more proud of the effort he put in.
Right, yeah, quite a menace on the defensive end as well.
Long arms.
Those long arms, man, I tell you, they really work wonders, man. It's so deceiving because so many kids take them for granted, and Blake just kind of comes out of nowhere, those go gadget arms, and they just absolutely work tremendously for the defensive effort there.
Yep.
And then, Asher Royal hit a couple of big threes in that fourth quarter there to help seal the deal.
It was, like I said, we changed offensive concepts a couple bit, trying to get us some opportunities, and we went on a nice run there. Ashton had a 3, Carter had a 3, Owen got downhill, made some free throws, got to the basket. So I was real happy again with our execution in the second half, especially changing our offense and trying to get a new look and different looks against them, and we were successful with it.
Right. Coach, we go on the road to Gaylord, Tuesday night?
On Tuesday, yep.
Yep, we play 3 games next week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yep, home against the Sioux on Thursday, and then head down and play Paw Paw at the Cadillac Jeff McDonald showcase down there on Saturday. So, can't take a road trip at Gaylord for granted. You got to be ready to play and get after that. So one game at a time, and hopefully continue to build our presence in the Big North.
Right. Coach, we named the Fox Motors Motivated Player of the Game was Brody Jones. Yeah. Brody took that shot to the nose during the game there and came back and was no worse for the wear He's so tough down low.
He is, and that's why I think that's a great choice. He just bangs, he battles. I thought he did a great had a great defensive effort in the second half on their big men, which really limited that post presence that they had towards the end of the first half. So, yeah, I think that's a great choice.
Yep. Coach, and obviously Blake Lefebvre is our Jimmy John's player of the game.
Yeah, he had 23 points. I think they had him down for like 7 assists. He probably had 2 or 3 steals.
Right.
I think he was 5 rebounds. I mean, just an all-around absolute fantastic game for him, and the kind of game we need, from a senior in a big North matchup like this. So extremely proud of him. He's very well deserving. He's put so much time and effort in. So love to see kids like him get rewarded.
For sure. Yeah, but we got to make sure Carter doesn't bug him for his Jimmy John's cards
right.
too. Because we know Carter loves those.
He got his, so
he
we're
did
good.
All right, good deal. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
But, no, I thought Carter played really well for us, too.
Yeah.
Owen, like I
Owen,
said, just
yes.
kind of our big three showed up again, and then you have, our normal, linemen, our role players.
Yes.
Graham, I thought, played a fantastic game again. So did Brody. So
I
all
thought
around.
Quentin Weiberg getting some quality time down there. Again, we talked about it before, Coach. He's got that physical body, and once he gets used to the pace of varsity ball, I think he might be a real benefit to the team.
Yeah, we just needed to change things up a little bit. A couple of the guys have been injured during practice there, some size issues. So, good minutes for him coming in, and, next time it could be any one of the other guys. So that's the nice thing about this team is I can interchange players when I need to, and This is one of the games that we interchanged. Got some different looks in the first half from the second, but ultimately it was a great team win and good success.
Yeah, Coach, congratulations on the win. Let's go get another one next Tuesday night up in Gaylord.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
All right, go Titans.
Go West.
All right, we're going to talk to Senior Blake Lefebvre here. Blake, I was talking to you before we went on the air here about that attacking with the ball there. 10 points in that first quarter. Definitely your best quarter so far your senior year.
Yeah, definitely. I just came out. I know I never really have anything in mind. I just like playing, and
Sure.
I just stuff was opening for me, and most times I look for my guys, but tonight it was just open for me, especially in the first half.
Right. Now, do you hear the talk about, they had 2,000-point scoring guards come over from Harbor to play for Petoskey, and that's got, and you're sitting here playing your butt off here for Traverse City West and doing all the things you need to do to make sure running the point like a great point guard. Now, sometimes that's got to get to you a little bit. You want to show them what you're all about, too.
Yeah, definitely. That's just part of playing at a smaller school.
Sure.
But I know Ryder and Braden very well. I've played with them ever since I was in elementary school. Playing
right.
teams and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, it's just part of the big school, small school thing. Like they've been on varsity for 4 years. Most guys at Big TC West don't get to do that.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really hard to do that at a Division I school. For sure. So, but what an effort by the team. Great comeback win. Talk about that right now. Undefeated in conference play. And going up against the Blue Devils of Gaylord on Tuesday.
Yeah, it feels good. It's nice to be on top right now. And then I was happy how we finished. It was a little sloppy at times, but I went in, kicked to Ashton 2 times. He had 2 big shots.
Right.
Carter hit a big 3 at the end. Just to close it, take that lead to another double digits, and bring up the dub.
Well, great win tonight. It was an exciting game. It was good to see the bleacher creatures really into it. Loud crowd. The pep band was here. So a great night here at Titan Arena.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Blake Lefebvre. Enjoy those Jimmy John subs. And your parents are the parents of the week as well. We'll give them some love as well. All right, there you have it, the interview with Coach Ballman and Blake Lefebvre, our Jimmy John's Player of the Week. And so when we come back, we're going to have head coach Sean Finnegan from Traverse City St. Francis with us. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howie, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
The Traverse City Record Eagle wants your nominations for the 6th annual Women's History Month publication. Nominate now through January 28th. This commemorative edition honors women leading change and shaping a sustainable future. Nominate a woman, past or present, for their chance to be honored with a feature profile in this annual Women's History Month publication. Nominate now through January 28 at record-eagle.com/NMI Women. Record-eagle.com/NMI Women.
Does your home interior need something new for the brand new year? The first of the year can be a little nerve-wracking with Christmas bills coming in. But at Gardner White Furniture, you can get the financial flexibility you need to update your home now. They offer an in-store credit card and many different 0% interest plans. Let Gardner White Furniture help you redecorate now and pay over time. Visit your friendly Gaylord Gardner White Furniture store for all the details. On M32 in Gaylord, same owners, same location, all new attitude.
The all-new Mahindra 1100 and 2100 compact tractors are tougher and smarter than anything else out there. With reliable diesel power, our best-ever lift capacity, easy-to-use dual-pedal HST, and built-in tech like crank assist, a push-button PTO, and a handy companion app, Mahindra is outworking the field. Head to your local dealer now to get great deals on these all-new tractors.
Visit your Mahindra dealer at Zaremba Equipment in Gaylord or online at zarembaequipment.com or Pioneer Diesel in Traverse City or pioneerdiesel.com.
Here in northern Michigan, Woodhaven Log and Lumber has all the log siding, knotty pine paneling, and custom wood products to make your home the gorgeous up-north refuge that you deserve. Woodhaven Log and Lumber is family-owned and operated right in Mayo, and they make each order custom to your exact needs and budget. See what your dream home can look like at woodhavenlog.com. Dare to have the home you've always wanted. woodhavenlog.com.
The newest Iron Pig in Gaylord is on Old 27 South across from Trail Number 7 at Otsego Lake. They're serving up amazing homemade breakfast every day beginning at 8 a.m. You'll find your delicious smokehouse favorites at both locations, plus an amazing dinner menu. Try Gaylord Gold Bourbons when you stop in for their happy hour low-dollar menu. Welcome to the Iron Pig downtown Gaylord and on Old 27 across from Otsego Lake. Visit the Iron Pig Smokehouse on Facebook.
Right now is the perfect time to upgrade to professional grade at Jim Wiernig GMC in Gaylord. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get 0% APR for 36 months on the powerful 2026 GMC Sierra. And with 70 in-stock Sierras to choose from, you'll find the right truck to fit your work, your weekend, and everything else in between. Don't wait. Selection like this won't last long. In Gaylord or shop online at gmccentral.com today. Jim Wiernig GMC. We are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of Traverse City St. Francis, Sean Finnegan. And Sean, the team needed a win, and you got it in a big way against Bel Air last night, 73-16.
Yeah, we kind of feel like we're in a position now to maybe pile up a few wins down the stretch. And we knew we stacked the deck against these kids there for a few games with the opponents we were playing. So, just competing was more or less our goal up until last night. So, it was a much-needed turn of the tide for the boys to feel some success rather than just hearing Coach tell you, oh, well, we're doing great, we're competing, we're playing hard against good teams. So at a certain point, you got to win a game to have your message resonate. So that was good last night.
Yeah, Coach, looking at that schedule that you just went through, I mean, Jackson Lumen Christie, Kalamazoo Hackett, a very good Elk Rapids team, undefeated Ludington, Petoskey. Coach, those are some pretty good teams in there.
Yeah, and I believe, and especially since we're not in a league anymore, our mindset is to be ready for March, and there's nothing else that really matters. So, again, it's a constant reminder to the boys that we're doing great and we're happy and we're excited with progress, but they do want to feel a win every now and then just to feel like they're doing something right. So that was necessary, and I think we've gotten a lot better in the last couple of weeks, and getting a good decisive win kind of helps remind the boys or lets them see some of that progress on their own too. So
Yeah, Coach, we actually kind of talked about that a little bit earlier in the show about, playing to a standard. There's a couple teams that we're familiar with that are having a rough go of it. And to continue to keep the team playing hard and playing the way you want them to without winning gets difficult on the team. But how do you evaluate the improvement when you're taking a few losses like that?
Well, one thing that's important to us, and we had a little, especially down at Ludington, had a little coming to Jesus moment, I guess you'd say, where we went down there and played a really good Ludington team, and they pounced on us like I knew they could, and we were not mentally prepared, you'd say, and did not perform how we were capable of, and the biggest thing was effort. So. Right. We had to work through that, and we had a heck of a practice the next day to talk about effort. And it's hard to, as we told them, we can't coach effort. So if we can't compete, there's not much we can fix.
Right.
Yeah. But if we compete, we can look at things and say, all right. Yes, they're a good team, but they hurt us here, they hurt us there. Here's things we can improve upon. Here's things we got to work on. When you don't even give out the effort, or you don't feel like you do, and we're better than that, it's tough to, you could pick anything. I mean, everything went wrong because we weren't playing hard. So,
right.
The boys, learned a great lesson that next practice, and I took a little credit for the fact that I found a drill finally that I think they despise more than being benched for a game. So
gassers at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it involves a towel, and they each get a towel, and we'll just leave it at that. But that bag of towels comes with me everywhere I go now, and if we have a bad stretch of practice or a bad quarter of effort, they know the towels are coming back out. So I've never seen something motivate a group quite like this. So
I love it.
You'll have to text me, Coach. You'll have to text me the back end of the towel story, please.
I think we found something that connects, and effort shouldn't be in question moving forward. So, that's exciting because even against Petoskey, I mean, Petoskey's a good team. They're a heck of a lot bigger than us, and that was a tough matchup for us. And we were down 3 at the end of the first. They made a big run in the second quarter, but then we had a 15-0 run in the third and got it back to, I think, 11, and, had a chance to maybe make a little noise in that game. And, then they hit a couple shots and a couple turnovers on our end, crushed it. But we competed.
Right.
And we battled. And, I mean, you could watch that game 3 minutes left, and we're down 20, and you would think it's a 2-point game the way our boys were playing. So, that's the type of kind of switch I was looking to find.
Yeah.
And the boys showed up, and to their credit, they've been competing every day in practice, competing on the floor, and last night was another example of it. Bel Air had a couple starters out, and they're a little bit down this year, so having 2 starters out too definitely didn't help their cause. And I knew we were probably in a position where it should be a lopsided game, but we've had plenty of good teams in the past that, you tell a team like, oh, well, we should win by this much tonight, and then they go out and play at about 70% speed and let a team hang around, and, you don't get any better. Last night, everybody got in the game. Everyone played in the game the first half, and it didn't matter who was out there. The level never dropped. The boys competed. We kept executing offensively, and defensively we were a terror last night, so that was good to see. We didn't have a setback because of, this isn't Petoskey, so we need to, this isn't Cadillac, so we don't need to do it like we've been doing. They showed up and played exactly how they should. So I think we're starting to move in the right direction, which is a positive thing to see.
Yeah, Coach, it sounds like that could be really that Ludington speech there could be a turning point for your season. And obviously you're hoping for that kind of effort Tuesday night as you travel down to McBain.
Yeah, we get McBain twice this year, or at least twice during the regular season. If we're fortunate enough to win a few in the postseason, maybe we'll see them again there too. But we scrimmaged them earlier in the year before preseason at West, and we competed. We did well with them. It was a good battle for both teams. Obviously, Hooker's a heck of a post player, so we're being undersized again. We're gonna have a challenge there, but. I think we've been getting better with how we guard the post, and we've got a couple young players now that are getting more experience and have a little more size than some of my upperclassmen. So, looking forward to the matchup. We're, in order for us to make a run in March, we're going to have to be able to deal with big men. So,
yeah, of course.
We've been working on a lot of different things and trying to really improve our post defense, and it'll be a nice challenge for us Tuesday.
Coach, you finally got the showcase all nailed down?
Yes, we are. We've got we had to replace Hamtramck, unfortunately, but I was able to get another UP team actually showed some interest. So I moved a few things around. Our noon game is still TC Christian in Baldwin. Our 1:45 game is Glen Lake and Ishraming Westwood. Our third game at 3:30 is Traverse City West in Granville. Our 5:15 game is Traverse City Central playing Menominee, who's I believe they might have lost a game, or they could either be undefeated or one loss. They're having a great year.
They are.
And then the final game at 7 is us versus Pickford, who's right now I believe undefeated as well. Yeah. A Division IV school from the UP, but they've had a great program in the last few years. And I mean, I watched them beat Gaylord either last year or the year before when I was scouting Gaylord. So definitely not a team to overlook by any stretch. So it was nice to get Pickford there. It'll be another team that we've never had in our gym, and that's exciting to see some of these schools that I've never seen them in person. So it'll be neat to have some of them in the gym.
Agreed, Coach. We've got what's called the heart out here, Coach. So we really appreciate you joining us here. Always good to talk to you, Sean, and really looking forward to the showcase.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, guys. And one other thing, if we haven't talked about it, I do have a tournament at the end of January, 30th and 31st. We've got Detroit Henry Ford, which we'll play on Friday. And then Grand Rapids West Catholics playing Saginaw Novell on Friday, and then Saturday the winners and losers will square off. So another good opportunity to be in the gym and watch some good basketball.
For sure, Coach.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that, Coach, on our two platforms.
Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right.
Yeah, not really sure when they're going to jump on us here, Rich.
Yeah, it's about 30 to 45 seconds into the 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
So there's a lot of live sports here on Up North Sports Radio today. Michigan will play Oregon at 4 o'clock, and then at 7:30 the Pistons will play the Pacers. And the Red Wings, who won again last night, are back on tomorrow at 5 p.m. So always great to have live sports on the radio. And what's your next assignment?
Tuesday night in Gaylord.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, enjoy your weekend, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks a bunch to the folks at Jim Wiernig Chevrolet and GMC in Gaylord. They give us the opportunity to get these coaches on and get a little bit in-depth with...
Right, exactly. We get to tell stories.
This has been the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wiernig GMC in Gaylord, dedicated to the best customer service and the best offers. Join us next Saturday at 10 with host Rich Calkins. Nobody loves high school sports like Up North Sports Radio.
WGRY in Grayling is a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting with 97.1 Detroit Sports Radio Network, 101.1 WGRY, powered by Gardner White Furniture in Gaylord. Same owners, same location, all new attitude.
Before you hit the trails or the slopes, start your day at Moose and Stella's Cafe in Kalkaska, a warm, welcoming place where snowmobilers and skiers can grab a hearty breakfast or a satisfying lunch. From morning skillets and baked French toast to paninis, soups, sandwiches, and burgers, there's something for everyone. Add a fresh-made latte, cappuccino, or espresso, and head out warmed up and ready to go. Visit Moose and Stella's Cafe in Kalkaska or mooseandstellas.com for up north flavor.
Configuring the